Hello, this is Ray Mota from ACG, and welcome to another edition of The Hot Seat. Joining me is Chandra, Chandra, we did a hot seat how long ago?
4.5 years back almost.
The CEO from Seceon, and I tell you, it's amazing how time flies. One of the things I wanted to do is if we look at the service provider space, there's a lot of changes. They're looking to virtualize a lot of their assets, not just from the service that they're offering, some of the stuff internally regarding NFV, but one of the challenges we see is some of the things associated with security and vulnerabilities in the network, and even some of the service they're offering with SD-WAN to make sure they offer security, because I always say security is as strong as your weakest link. Now, since we talked the last, how is the company doing?
Yeah, so Ray, that's first of all, thank you for visiting Seceon. Really appreciate it. And definitely this 4.5 years, when I met you first, you had asked the question, are we going to have a release that year?
Right.
So we definitely had the release. Since then, now we are in our 5.x release in there. And company has done phenomenally well. Thank you for being advisor all along and guiding us through. And when at that time we were talking about mostly focus on the enterprise, and also you had done few intros and all that help us get into the multi-tenancy, multi-tier, multi-tenancy, which enable us to get into the SME and SMB business. But what we kind of was surprised that how the service providers got kind of like pretty excited about the solutions we have to offer. And we have done not only for a lot of things only for their internal kind of like the IT security and the network security, which they need to kind of go across multiple circles, or which you call it multiple zones and all that in there, but enabling them to get to their customers and offer them comprehensive cybersecurity.
So like a managed service offering.
Yeah,
okay.
And that managed service offering is something has been pretty surprising, that how much of the scale they are able to achieve with our platform.
Right.
And the kind of the efficiency we have brought, which they have shared with us.
Right.
And the value they are able to derive. So that has been a kind of like a pretty amazing experience, because definitely in the beginning we didn't see that, but they are the one who had brought it, and now we have multiple major service providers around the globe which are on the platform, and some of them are able to roll out hundreds of customers each day.
Nice, yeah, so you're addressing the need, but also their advantage of scalability in the managed service, which is great, because I hear you're getting a lot of traction in the service provider space. I mean, is it because the offerings there? I mean, why do you think you're having such traction in the service provider space?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we definitely thought about that, why the service providers are getting so excited and they want to take our platform.
Right.
And what we notice is for them, they had a struggle with their business services, what they had to offer.
Right.
So what they have is they have some legacy platform, and then once they buy the platform, they spend like 10 times that, spending the money into getting the professional services from that vendor or some third-party vendor.
Right.
And once they roll out the services, those services turn out to be not very profitable. Customer is not happy because they are not able to offer them much of the real security solution.
Real time.
And at the same time, it's always after the fact. So customers are not happy, and they are not happy because they are not making a money and all that. When they saw the Seceon solution gives them more than 80% efficiency. And what it does you don't need multiple product to offer the services. So first of all is your OpEx is down, as well as your CapEx is down. You don't need to have professional services to roll out these solutions out there.
Right.
You can take pretty much is like low to mid-tier people, and they can be offering the services to hundreds of customers. Some of our partners, they have done even the analysis, and they say that single analyst is good enough to cover 160 customers.
Right.
And these customers, we are not talking very large enterprises. We are talking about 250 people organizations.
Right, yeah. Now, I mean, there's some different existing solutions out there.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you differentiate today? I mean, what's the difference really with Seceon?
Yeah, so if you look into when we started, and Ray, you had asked this question when we were starting as well, that when we started, we didn't want it to go and just do another Me Too product.
Correct.
What we wanted to do is we wanted to bring a solution which provides the comprehensive cybersecurity. And what that it means is multiple of those security functions, we had to pull it together into the single platform. So we developed a platform. We didn't develop just like a SIEM, and then later came a SOAR and UBA, or network traffic analysis, or NBAD, or just like ML, AI, or threat intelligence, or deception. All of these things is part of the single platform, and that's the reason what it does it. Nobody has anything like that, and it is very hard for anybody else to do, because everyone else, if they want to do something, they will need to kind of pretty much start from the ground up. You cannot overlay the things and make something like this happen in there, and you will never achieve the operational efficiency what we are able to achieve. And that's what is very attractive for those service providers, as well as our MSSP partners.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I think you touch on one point, which I think is the real-time aspects of this.
Yeah.
These things are happening dynamic and they're happening fast, and you need to address it, right?